Okay, so the purpose of this one is two parts. First, it's how to deal with assignments needed and finding duplicates. This is something that I have traditionally only done once a month. It's a pain in the ass, but it is important. There was something I kind of had on the side that maybe we'll try later, but this is the foolproof way to figure out what's missing in the procurement program and to search for duplicates. It takes a little while to do it this way, but it will. There are some ways that we could speed it up. So, first thing is we want to copy the part number description for everything in the procurement program except for the consignment locations, because the consignment locations are sort of their own little beast. So if we want to search duplicates, we want to copy everything. Now, there's a couple ways. You can highlight or you can use hotkeys. So if you hold down shift and then press the right key once and then release all keys, just try that. Well, try it in a separate sheet. Then it's highlighted the part number and the description. If you hold down, just press the arrows, get rid of that. If you hold down control, press down, it jumps you to the bottom of the list. So I've let go of all keys. If you hold down control, press up, it takes you to the top of the sheet. So just release everything and then press down. Ignore that. So if you take the two of them together, so hold down control, if you first hold down shift and then press the right arrow key, it highlights it. Let go of all keys. Then if you go control shift down, it highlights everything in the list. You could right click and copy, or you can use the hotkey, which is hold down control and hit C. Now you've copied it. Jump to a blank sheet, so open a new Excel worksheet, and you could either paste or use the hotkey, which is hold down control and hit V. As another way to make it quicker, rather than going back and forth, you can use Alt Tab. Hold down Alt, hit Tab, and release all keys. Hold down Alt, hit Tab, release all keys. Alt Tab, it just toggles between two screens. If you hold Alt Tab, it'll show all the screens that you have, but Alt Tab just takes you back and forth. So that's how you can make this process a bit quicker, is using hotkeys. Other than that, you can just highlight and paste and paste and paste. It will take a little bit longer, but what you want to do is go to the next sheet, and I used a hotkey. I went control, page down, holding down shift, release all keys, shift and control holding them down, pressing the down arrow, control C to copy, alt tab, control V, paste. Then I want to skip to the bottom of this list because I want to paste something underneath, which is, so to do that, click in the cell, control down, hold down control, hit the down arrow, skip to the bottom. Alt tab to go to the next. And I'll just do this one more time. Hold down shift, right arrow, hold down control and shift, down arrow, release all keys, hold down control C to copy, release all keys, alt tab to skip, control V to paste. Now again, this is just to make things quicker. You could alternatively go through, click on cell, highlight, copy, go to your sheet, right click, paste. Skip to the bottom, go back to the procurement program, go to the next one, highlight, copy, go to the sheet, paste. So that's the first step that you want to do. I'm gonna how much time are we at? Okay, so that's the first step in trying to figure out, or in going through this process. Now I'm just going to rip through these so that, just ignore how fast I'm going here, just so that we have all the part numbers and we can go to the next stage in the process. So you can Skip ahead to the video if you like. Because basically what we're going to do, and I'll just talk on the side here, what we're going to do is we are going to search for duplicates. And the best way to search for duplicates is to sort all the part numbers. And then if they're duplicates, they're going to be stacked on top of each other. This one's a bit tricky because there's an extra column in there for the CP pumps, but just treat it the exact same way. You technically don't even have to copy the description. You can just do the part number. That's all we care about. But the description is nice to have if there is a duplicate. And again, this is tedious, but it's something that you kind of do when you have free time once a month. It's just sort of routine maintenance. And right now, I'm just using hotkeys. I'm just powering through, not even touching the keyboard, just going through Alt-Tab, Control page down to switch windows, Shift, Control-Shift down, Alt-Tab. I'm actually getting a bit ahead of the computer here. And again, it's not necessary to use hotkeys, but it'll make things quicker for you. Almost there. Okay, so once you hit the explanations, you're good to go. So now you've got all these in here. Let's auto fit it by just clicking in that corner there till you get that white square. Everything's highlighted. Go to where you see the opposing arrows. Auto fit. Then what you want to do is highlight A and B, data, sort, column A to Z. Doesn't really matter how you sort it actually. So now you've got everything sorted. So if there are duplicates, they are going to be right on top of each other. So the best way to figure that out is we can either scroll to the top or hold down Control and hit the up arrow to jump to the top. And all we're going to do is a simple formula. This equals A1 equals A2. Now you would have seen this before in some other sort of procurement program based updates that we did. This is just saying, does the number on the top equal the number on the bottom? If so, it'll say true. If false, it'll say false. So right here, it's false. But let's say this was 1013. That would be true. That would suggest we have a duplicate. What we don't. So then once you've got that formula in there once, you propagate it. So you can do a number of different ways to propagate. Quickest and best way is just click on the cell so you have that thick black border. Then go to the corner where there's this little square and put your mouse over it till you get those cross hatches, that little black sort of cross or T that you get. And double click. And for the most part, they will all be false. There's probably going to be some trues in here just because it's probably going to be duplicates. Just duplicates happen various ways. Somebody adds a part, we forget to delete another part. We move a part, forget to delete it in there in its original sheet. But let's count how many trues there are. So you can just use this little formula, equals count if, open bracket, your range, your range is going to be C2 all the way to the bottom. So the quickest way to highlight everything is just go Control Shift, down arrow. And for good measure, click down arrow again. Cover everything in the sheet, in this tab, or sorry, in this column that is not in your formula. So that's what you want to use. That's your range. Your criteria is going to be true. It's a duplicate. Close the bracket. So there's zero, actually. There are zero duplicates. But for the sake of instruction, let's say that this was a duplicate. This would say true. This would say 1. If it was a duplicate, to delete that, what you want to do is go into the procurement program, do a search for the product by going Control F, which is find. And what was that? That was 2375. Type 2375 and then go down to options. Search within not the sheet but the entire workbook. Match entire cell contents because there could be a 235 P4, which is a special component of that part. I don't know, I'm just making things up here. Then click Find All, and it'll show you all the sheets that part number is in. So this is in float and relief valves, and again, I made this duplicate up. If it was a duplicate, this would say maybe drilling valves and seats. All the part numbers will probably be in the paste quantity on hand here. This is where we put our 6477 quantity on hand. This is the sheet where it's being monitored. So just click on that, and obviously this isn't a real duplicate, so we don't really have to worry about that. But wherever it is, you just find it. Let's say this was our number right here. All you do is you find it, you go in there, click on the number row that it's in, right click, and delete. It's protected, unfortunately. You'd have to unprotect it. Right click, delete. Now the duplicate's gone. Now I'm just going to undo that because we don't actually want to delete that. But that is sort of how you deal with duplicates. To be honest, I haven't seen more than like one duplicate a month in the past 6 to 8 months. So it's not something that that we should worry about being a rampant problem. It's just good to do a check on it once every month or so because we don't want to be double ordering for the part. So the next one that I'm going to go through is looking at assignments needed, which is our way of monitoring things that should be in the procurement program but aren't.